Hello. Episode 2 is here. This is your sexy single sober sister, Emily Blossom. And this is episode 2 of the dating sexy single sober. Wow. The episode of getting the apps up and running. What a process this is. I've had quite the emotional roller coaster, which I'm going to share these clips. Here's some highlights from the weekend on what I was going through setting up these apps.
Seriously, you all, this is like a little nerve wracking, okay? I'm online right now trying to set up Bumble and Match.com, and I'm actually asking Gemini AI to help me craft a profile. And, like, should I say I'm sober in my bio? I don't even know. But I'm trying to set these up right now. Okay, this is nerve wracking. Here's what Gemini says Gemini says, put a positive framing on everything. It says no drama, no game players. Okay. Do not show, do not tell, you have to show. So I have to have pictures where instead of saying I'm adventurous and funny, I have to show pictures where I'm adventurous and funny. I think I might have a couple. Okay, here's what Gemini says about sober comments. Be unapologetically sober. State your sobriety clearly and confidently. It is one of your most powerful filters. It immediately weeds out incompatible people and attracts those who respect and share your lifestyle. That's fair. I like that. Maybe I'll go with that.
Okay, so I'm going to go on Match.com. Let's see what this says. So I kind of started my profile. Oh, it picked it up. It wants me to continue where I left off. That's convenient, isn't it? It's actually sending me a code. Oh, there it is on my phone. This is nerve-wracking. You know what I mean? There's a lot of questions on here. Wow. Oh my gosh, like I'm already like, they're already showing me people? This is interesting. All right, stay tuned for more. Let me dive into this for a second. Okay, here's the question. How would you describe your body type on Match.com? Slim, curvy, athletic, average, muscular, big and beautiful, heavy set, a few extra pounds? I think I'll probably go with a few extra pounds. Have you ever been married? Yes. Do you have children? Yes, they live with me full time. That is the correct answer. Do you want children? No. What's your highest education level? Do you smoke? No. Do you drink? Okay, here we go. No. Which, oh, it even asks you what's your authenticity. Well, I am white. That's the best choice here, white. What's your religion? Oh, interesting. Spiritual. Okay, now you got to answer all these things on what you're interested in. This is going to be a while. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, under like fun and games, here's your choices: puzzles, ping pong, card games, blackjack, billiards, roller coasters, game night, video games, trivia, chess, card tricks, circus, karaoke, ooh, poker, juggling, go karting, gambling, laser tag, board games, fantasy football, darts. Am I lame if none of these sound fun to me? Do I have to pick some? That's like a really interesting group of things to put on this list. Don't you think? You're not a fun person if you don't do these things? This is getting scarier. Okay, you all. Good morning. I'm out here on Sunday morning walking. You can see it's unusual weather for southern Utah. It's refreshing and kind of nice. I wanted to jump on here for the next podcast to keep giving you guys the update on where I'm at emotionally and mentally about this dating process. So I turned on Match.com last night, and I have to be honest with you guys, like I woke up kind of depressed this morning about this whole thing. I'm not sure if I'm ready for this. So I turned on Match, and I haven't turned on the others yet. I'm going to do that today. This is like a full-time job already. But I already swiped left on, feels like hundreds. Might not be quite that many, but that's what it feels like. Have a couple conversations already going with a couple guys on Match. But you know, it feels so weird, right? So somebody messages you and you're like, hello, hi, how are you? Good, how are you? Good. Like, am I the only one that just feels so awkward about this? Like, there's just something about this that just feels so unnatural. Like, just talking to people online, not knowing what to say, not knowing how to start off. It's like, do you just go to like grilling questions? So tell me your story. What's you know? And some of these guys, like, guys, come on, like, you don't even fill out the profile. You just put some pictures that are like 20 years old. And what's with all the pictures with other women? Like, having a picture of you and your ex is not helping the situation, okay? Just a little advice out there for the men. Also, like, put something in your bio. Like, help a girl out here. Okay, so it's quite possible. Am I the only woman? Come on, ladies out there, help me. Am I the only woman that's actually reading the profile, that actually wants to see some meat about somebody before we start all these conversations? Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'm that special or unique or whatever, but I kind of want to hear about somebody before we waste all these times. Like, we have all these complaints out there. Oh, it wasn't a match. It wasn't this. It wasn't that. Do you think maybe filling out something on the profiles would be helpful? Like, I mean, like, I swiped left on one guy because he couldn't even capitalize his eyes. Like, I mean, I know that you're probably doing this on your mobile app, but come on. We don't have much to go on. So we have to make judgment calls on the profile, or lack thereof on the profile. So like, little things like that matter. Like, and say something that really is truly about you. Say something that is like, not so I can make a I guess so I can make a decision. Like, is this worth having a conversation or not? Like, why would you want to waste all of our time if you would know immediately that we're not a fit, or just by like talking a little bit about yourself? Not that it's bad or good or whatever, just not matching. Like, say something. Okay, on a positive note, I do have one connection on Match in less than 24 hours. That is a good indication. I mean, he actually commented on my favorite movie / book, which is Eat, Pray, Love, by the way. And I don't know if it's my favorite, but I had to answer a question about what is my go-to movie for breakups or something. I don't know. Eat, Pray, Love is definitely one of my go-to movies that I watch
often. And so he commented that he read the book and he liked the book better than the movie and wanted to know if I read her newest book, All the Way by the River, which I haven't. So it was a great recommend. And I did tell him I read the sequel to Eat, Pray, Love and was very disappointed. It was called The Skeptic, I think, about marriage. And her and Felipe didn't make it, which I think is what was depressing. I don't know if it wasn't the book itself or just the fact knowing that they didn't make it. So, sorry, the sun's going to be in your guys' eyes for a minute. So I was positive. So I said to him, it's so refreshing to have somebody who actually reads to talk to. So, on a positive note, there you go. Okay, tribe. Finishing up my little 5-mile walk. Feeling better. Listen to a little Mel Robbins, Let Them theory. Oh, that felt good. I've just decided that, I'm gonna let this all just be what it is. If people don't want to fill out their profiles, that just means they're not the right match for me. Automatically, right? If people don't like me, I put pretty good details in my bio. And I will not be for everybody. That is true. But I'm not looking for everybody. I'm looking for just one. So it's okay to get all these rejections and to also say no and reject. That's part of the process. And even during conversations when I just have to accept this is going to be a little bit of an emotional roller coaster also. And letting it be okay, that there's going to be ups and downs, good moments, bad moments, excitements, depressions. I am going to put some guidelines together, which I'll share with you guys on how I'm going to approach it to try to minimize the emotional roller coaster just a little bit. But I'm sure you guys feel me. You guys must be, all those people out there dating, all you guys out there dating. I mean, you must be feeling this emotional roller coaster along with me. What are your thoughts? I would love to hear some support and thoughts. Like, what are ways that you handle these emotional roller coasters? What do you do to feel better about this process? I would love to hear it. Okay, tribe. It just took me an hour and 30 minutes to set up Bumble and Facebook. Wow, this is a lot of work. A lot better matches, I think, on Bumble, though, so far. Definitely seem to be more attractive people on Bumble. That's positive. Okay, now I'm going to go shower, and then we're going to get to work.
Okay, what do you think of that? Lots of ups and downs over this weekend. I appreciate all your support and your comments and your love as I went through this process over the weekend. The end result is I have all 3 apps up and running. Um, they are more expensive than I thought they were going to be. So I did a 6-month deal with Match.com, and that was like $180. And then I did a 3-month deal with Bumble, which was kind of about the same. And then I decided to do the free version of Facebook because I'm not really sure how I'm going to feel about that. Surprisingly, so I have seen a few same people on the apps cross referencing. And we're going to talk about how we feel about that. I mean, I know I'm doing that for the purpose of writing the books and keeping track of how this goes, but I kind of was not sure how I felt about others doing that. So, something we have to explore later, I think. But for now, I'm just going to accept it. Okay, one of the biggest questions that I had over the weekend during my emotional roller coaster was how are you guys handling the emotional roller coaster? I mean, a lot of you have been out there in the dating field a whole lot more than I have. And how are you guys dealing with it? I'm going to put that question on Instagram. I'm going to put that question on all the platforms, but really would love your feedback on some of the tricks of the trade that you guys are experiencing that helps you deal with the emotional roller coaster of ups and downs, of thinking you're making a connection and then the letdown, and you know getting really excited about something and then the rejection. Like, how are you guys dealing with that? Because I'm going to need a lot of help with that one, I think. The other part is I came up with some things on to I think is going to help me, which I have three things I think I'm going to do. Number one, no matter how short or how long the relationships are, I'm going to handle them all with kindness and love. Now I'm just starting out. That's the goal, right? Number two, I'm going to release it all to my higher power, and I'm going to trust the process. I'm going to write a little prayer that I'm going to share with you guys, that I'm going to put out there every day in the universe, that Rose and the collective, that's my higher power. Um, they know what's best for me. And if somebody is um, you know, checking out a lot sooner than I would have hoped they would have, I'm gonna trust that that was the right thing for me, and that my higher power is looking out for me in that way. And then three, I'm gonna take it slow, and I'm gonna honor myself and my feelings. And if I need a break, I'm gonna give myself that, and I'm just gonna try to take it slow. So I found my old profile on Facebook. How that was so weird when I came across it. When I turned the dating app back on Facebook, did not realize it was going to hold all of that. And when I read my bio that I did 4 or 5 years ago, I was like, kind of no wonder, you know, the old me was a very different person. And I was grateful to see that this morning because I can see my growth. I needed to see that. And the people that I was attracting back then, um, not saying that I did it, but I'm saying that I didn't help. I didn't help the process. Based on reading my profile, um, I was a pretty angry, scarred, scorned, maybe that's the right word, scorned woman back then. And I probably shouldn't have been dating. I feel like I'm in a better place now. I feel like I'm a way different person. Matter of fact, I was saying that in my mantra this morning, like, I'm different now. I'm going to get different results now because I'm different. I'm showing up different. And with that, I want to share with you what my new profile says. See what you guys think. I used AI to help me just so I could get a more clearer picture of who I am. Okay, so the first paragraph of my profile says, I am a woman who is deeply in love with this chapter of my life. I believe in second acts, the power of a good story, and that the best adventures are still on the horizon. My life is full and vibrant and built a foundation of purpose, passion, and a whole lot of laughter, which is true. My life is built on that, and I am happy where I'm at. I am fearlessly passionate about the two careers I've built. For the last 20 years as a real estate agent, I've had the honor of helping. I didn't put this part. Actually, AI had this part, but I had to edit this. I am fiercely passionate about the two careers I've built, 20 years of real estate agent, and then as an indie author. Um, and then I stopped there. AI said a little bit more fluff, but I didn't think it was necessary. And then I said, when I'm not working, when I'm not working, my world revolves around the people and places I love most. You can often find me finding my peace while hiking, especially Snow Canyon State Park and Turtle Wall Trail is my favorite. I also love getting out on the water in a kayak, and the rest of my time is happily spent with my three amazing sons, my two incredible grandchildren, which is true. I have a wonderful circle of friends who feel like family to me, which is also true. Now, about you, this is what I put about who I'm looking for. I am looking for my king, and I did put that in the profile. A man who is my equal, who has done his own work and who is ready to build a new kingdom together. He is confident but not arrogant. kind, but with a strong boundaries that he respects in others. He's a man of integrity whose actions consistently align with his words. He's intellectually curious and emotionally intelligent, able to navigate both deep conversations and light-hearted banter with ease. Doesn't that sound like the perfect guy for me? I think so. Then it goes on to say, ultimately, I'm not looking for, oh, no, sorry. It goes on to say, ultimately, I'm looking for a true partnership found in mutual respect, deep laughter, and unwavering support for each other's individual dreams and shared goals. If you are a man who is grounded, kind, and ready for a profound, authentic, and joyful love story, I would love to hear from you. Doesn't that sound great? Okay, now let's talk about the fear that I've had all weekend and the anxiety that has been part of this roller coaster ride. I am just going to be honest with you guys. I am really nervous about this whole thing. I am not exactly sure where all the feelings are coming from. I feel like last time I was on some of these dating sites a few years ago, I know I was a different person and I was not in a good space emotionally to be handling that kind of activity, but I'm still a little nervous to be catfished, to get dick pics. Please, I hope I don't get any of those this time around. I don't want to be scammed or taken advantage of. Um, oh, and I was doing some research on TikTok. I wanted to share this with you guys because I'm a new member to TikTok and I'm putting some of this stuff out there. And I came across this woman because I was like searching like who's talking about dating over 50. I'm like, let's open some conversations and dialogue. And there's this woman, her name is Alice Silver Queen. I don't know if you guys have checked her out. I thought she was interesting, but she kind of scared me because her whole videos are about 211 first dates she went on. And I was like, oh my God, that set in so much fear. It never occurred to me until watching her. Like, how many first dates have you all been on? Like, am I going to go on that many first dates? And some of the experiences that she's had, I'm like, oh, please, universe, please do not do that to me. Like, some of these first dates are like nightmare situations. And I guess I'm a little worried about that. So this is where we go back to my playbook, right? We go back to what we've created and we go back to say, I'm going to be the interviewer, not the interviewee anymore, right? I am going to redefine sexy and what that looks like and what that looks like in the partner. I'm going to embrace my sober first date and I'm going to have courage to be out there sober. And I did put that in all my profiles that I lead a sober life. And so that might make things a little bit, that's going to filter out a lot of people, I think. I think there's a lot of people out there that, at least that I've noticed, there's a lot of people out there with drunk photos and, where they're partying up in Vegas, that kind of thing. That's not my thing anymore. I'd rather have a deep conversation about a good book. Um, that was my party life a long time ago, and I get that. I get that vibe. It's just not where I'm at anymore. And I'm hoping that I'm going to attract people that are on the same pace with me this time. And I'm going to practice my no. When it gets to the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking that we're probably just not a good fit if something comes up or something is said, and I'm going to try to handle it with kindness and love. But I do, all of my mentors and women that have been in my life over the last few years have taught me that no is a complete sentence, and no can be said in kindness or in anger, and it still has the same effect. So I get to say no and mean no, and I don't need to be mean about it. And person who is respectful and not predatorial will respect that boundary, and I don't have to shout it to him or yell at him about it. I just have to state it kindly and lovingly. No, thank you. And then become a green flag seeker, right? I want to look for the green flags in all these profiles. Like, what is it about their profile that is a match? And then scanning it for what is not a match and seeing if those are items I can compromise on or not. Okay, and then I was thinking this morning on this emotional roller coaster walk that I had this morning, I was thinking about my past experience with all these dating sites. And I can tell you that I've had very little experience, but I have had small stints between divorces, between relationships, which, by the way, this is the longest I've been single, which is 3.5 years, which was really healthy. And I feel like I've already found my soulmate and I've already found the love of my life, which is me, by the way, which is what's making me different this time, is that I did find me in this last 3.5 years. And that is the relationship I love to nurture and to be part of now. But I was thinking about, because I ran across my Facebook old profile. I thought, God, what a different person I was back then, and how scorned I was back then. I got to thinking about what experiences do I really have to go on from this online dating, because I did do Facebook once before. I did do Bumble a couple times before, but only for very small sense, like couple months. And Match.com I did like in back in 2016 for like 2 months, and I didn't find anybody online. I don't think I did it long enough for any of that to matter. But I only went on one date. This is what I figured out from that whole process. I've only ever been on one date from online dating in my whole life, and it was not the best experience. It was somebody that hit me up, um, and it was my birthday that year, and I was feeling sorry for myself, and he just jumped in his car and drove down here from northern Utah area, and we had a great night, but it only lasted one night, and that's not who I am today. That's not the experience I'm looking for today. Hey guys, so with all that being said, that sort of ends the episode of getting on the dating apps. This might be the most stressful week of them all. The most stressful episode of them all is getting them launched and getting them going. And I'm still not 100% sure I'm ready for this, but here we go. We're doing it, and I'm going to write about it, and I'm going to tell my story about it. And I'm hoping that by being raw and authentic and vulnerable, voluntarily vulnerable with all you guys out there, that you guys are relating, and that maybe we could help each other along this journey, and that uh, I know that I certainly need your help, and I would love to be a voice for those of us that are sexy, single, and sober and over 50. Next week's episode is going to be about first encounters. I'm going to be swiping, texting, and dodging burnout. So that's what we're going to talk about next week. Look forward to seeing you then. Please make some comments. I would love for you to share.